I was talking to Anna about where the disciples were called, because ministry was all around this lake. We know that. And it's awesome that this place right here has to do with a woman, because there's not a lot of places that have to do with God calling a woman. But the truth goes for all of us, whether we're a man or a woman. It's interesting because back in the first century, if someone wanted to be taught by a teacher, they had to travel far and ask for permission to be their disciple. They had to go seek them out to be their disciple. But how many of us know Jesus' ways are not our ways? And when you look at the word, people, Jesus went and called people to follow him. People didn't have to go seek him out. He looked at people, and whatever you were doing, in the randomness of life, in the routine of life, he went to Peter, he went to Matthew, he went to Andrew, he went to them, and he said, follow me. He didn't give a lot of explanation. He didn't say, come do this for me. He said, follow me. So following him was letting God work through them, whatever they were doing, what God was saying through them, that God would work through them in following him. And in John 15:16, it says, you did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you that you should go and bear fruit and that your fruit should abide. And I just, as we go through our journey here, our spiritual journey, and seeds are being planted, I want you to remember, God chose you. Wherever you're at in life, whatever you're doing, God chose you. He's not saying, come do this for me. He's saying, let me do my work through you, because I have chosen you. And you didn't choose him, he chose you. And so, but one of the things in following him, and it's really what I wanted to talk about, because the work God wants to do through you will only happen is if we are forgiving people. And that's such a hindrance to any of the work God does in our life, is forgiveness. And over in Capernaum, they think it was in Capernaum, but Peter was talking to Jesus about forgiveness. And it said, Peter then came to him and said, Lord, how often shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him? He said, up to 7 times. So I want to ask you, if you forgave someone that really hurt you, would you even do it 7 times? Would we even really do it 7 times? And Jesus said, I do not say to you up to 7 times, but up to 70 times 7. Which is 490. And really what Jesus was saying, you just keep forgiving. You just keep forgiving. And what I want you to know is, and we don't understand this because it's not in our normal language, but the biblical Hebrew word, tamian, where's Anna? She's told me how to say it, but I forget. It's T-A-M-I-N, I-M. How do you say it? Tamim. That is the word 490. We don't have numbers attached to our words, but the Hebrew language does. And that's 490. And that word tamin actually means complete, perfect, or finished. And a person who cannot forgive will live an imperfect life. It will not be complete. And it's interesting that Jesus went to the cross. He said, it is finished. It is finished. So that we could live a perfect life. And I want you to just see the comparison between the word 490, between what Jesus said, forgive 70 times 7. It means the letters mean 490. That means complete, perfect, and finished. If we cannot be people that continually forgive 70 times 7, we will not be complete. There will always be something inside of us that needs to be plucked out. There will always be something inside of us that's just not right. And it's very challenging for us, I know, But and we can we'll talk about this more, but actually, my nativity and Bethlehem also add up to 490. Complete, finished. The nativity completes the story. Bethlehem completes the story. Forgiving helps finish and completes the story. The cross completes the story. So, as we're here in this land, as I was going through this morning, I was thinking, who do I need to actually maybe get on my knees and ask for forgiveness for? Who is that? That I would be complete, that there would be nothing incomplete within me, that it could be finished, that I could be pure, or that I could be complete, so that I can follow him, so he can do his work in me, so he can do his work through me, so he can do his work around me. And that is one thing that will block each one of us until that is complete. So I just wanted to share this word because we all have to deal with forgiveness. We're all on an evil playing field here. Forgiveness is a part of our lives that we're going to all have to deal with.